Welcome to the Backlash. I am your host, Rebecca Hargraves, joined as always by Mr. Dave Riley.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon if you're on the East Coast.
It's also afternoon here, I guess. Well, not technically.
It's 11 o'clock. What are you talking about? It's still morning.
Colloquially, it's not really morning.
Wow. It's late morning. Late morning. How are you enjoying the snow-capped mountains?
Yeah, it's pretty here.
Isn't it great?
You can find us on X at Real Backlash, our website, thebacklash.net. Support us on subscribestar.com/thebacklash, patreon.com/thebacklash. Send your super chats that will be read live to my YouTube channel. Can't believe I'm saying that. Or to thebacklash.net/superchat. And your questions for Mr. Lucas Gage. Sub to us on YouTube at Real Backlash, Rumble at Backlash Pod. Follow our Instagram account. That's real.backlash. And our TikTok at Backlash Pod. Thank you so much for joining us today. Without further ado. I sound so fancy.
Fancy. We've got Luke. Oh, that's right. You were like, you asked
right
me
before the show, I'm like, you going to intro Lucas? And
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, sure. Now
well,
he's like,
today
what are you
we've
looking at me
got
for?
the one and the only Lucas Gage joining us. Here. We've got the audience applause. Lucas Gage, former Marine turned activist, banned on Twitter, banned everywhere. You can follow him and get all of his stuff on X at Lucas Gage X, his website, lucasgage.com. Please welcome to the show, Lucas Gage.
How you doing, guys? Real quick, though, I checked my Cash App. I didn't get the 7,000 you said for my shilling for Israel, so we'll talk about it after the show.
All right.
Sorry to hear that.
We'll have our treasurer work this out.
Something happened there, yeah. Right.
Have them give me $7,000 too. Just give me Jew money. Yeah, really.
I don't want the Jew money. I want the Qatar money. I want
yeah.
the Saudi money. Like, give me that Russian money.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on. That's the good stuff.
On the one hand, I'm like, the people that are doing this are so deplorable. And then I'm like, I am so poor. Like maybe just a few tweets.
I mean, look, Miriam Adelson, we know you've got $60 billion in the bank, apparently. Maybe a little bit more. Come on, spare a few shekels.
Let's get right into it, Lucas. Oh, but first, a quick thank you to our sponsors, Atlas, Bullion, premier dealers of gold and silver, Idaho, Tallow, Skincare with no endocrine disruptors, and Antelope Hill, the people that will publish literally anything. All right, let's get right into it, Lucas. For those that are unfamiliar with you, I don't know how they could be unfamiliar with you at this point, but here we are. What first opened your eyes to the realities of white dispossession and the cultural erosion of America? If you could weave in some of your military history, that would also be great.
Yeah, so I actually asked my dad like a couple days ago, like, how did we get to America? So I was born in Italy, but my grandfather and my father were born in America because my great-grandfather left Italy. He wanted to come here because of the Catholic Church had some connections. Came here at 17. He joined the Marine Corps. He was in the Department of War. That's what they called it back then before they sterilized it in the 50s to Department of Defense. So he was in the Department of War, fought in the Spanish-American War. And my family went back and forth from Italy and then to America, back to Italy. So he went back to Italy, got married, then came back to America, had his family. Well, my grandfather was born in Georgetown University, born in Washington, D.C. He went to Georgetown University. He became a professor of philosophy at Syracuse, but then he went to Italy to marry my grandmother. He served in the United States Air Force. He was a major. And then he came back to America, had his family with my father, born in Dodge City, Kansas. And then he went back to Italy because his brother got sick after the war. And then my mother and father met in Italy. And then my father came to America. And then I came to America with my mother after my father and my uncle created their first company, which was basically contracting. They did masonry and tile. So I'm actually an American who was born in Italy. I guess that's the technicality because my father was born in America. But, I had a resident green card when I got here, So I've been here since I left Italy when I was 2 years old. I've been in America ever since. So that's like 39 years, so I'm 41. And so what got me into the military, because it was my great-grandfather was a Marine, my grandfather was in the Air Force, and I joined the Marine Corps because of 9/11. So, of course, I actually was at the dentist that morning, and I heard the first tower get hit by a plane. I'm like, that's a bad accident, Then the next one, I'm like, okay, that's not good. Something's going on here, some kind of attack. So I actually got to see the towers on fire because I lived in New Jersey. I still do. And my town was called Greenbrook. And the town above it was where I lived, called Warren, New Jersey. And there's this place where George Washington actually looked up, called Washington Monument. I'm sorry, not Washington. It was Washington Hill or something like this. And he looked out into the bay to see when the British were coming, right? So, well, Washington Rock, that's what it's called. And so I went to Washington Rock that morning and I saw the Twin Towers on fire. Like literally the smoke was all over the place. They hadn't collapsed yet. So when I went home and I watched them on TV, then I saw them collapse. I go, oh my God. At that time I was 17 years old. So immediately I had this urge to join the Marine Corps or something, any military. So when I went to this, like, you know how they come to your schools and they do like a career day or whatever.
Yeah.
We had some recruiters there. And I liked the Marine Corps. I loved the uniform they had. That's why I joined. I was like, I want to be the toughest. And I love those colors. So I joined the Marine Corps Delayed Entry Program, which is you sign up a year prior to graduation because you have to be 18. And you go every Saturday to the recruiting office, do pull-ups and do running. And that takes away 1 year off of your reserve, not even your actual, active. So right after high school, 4 days later, went right to boot camp. So there was no partying for me at the beach, nothing, right? So right after that, then I was in the MCT Marine Combat Training because I wasn't an infantryman. Then I went to engineer school as a combat engineer. And then February 14th, 2003, I was deployed to Iraq. So the first deployment was 5 months because the Marine Corps doesn't do we don't do occupations. We do 6 months, whatever. We get in there, do what we have to do, and then we leave. So then after the 5 months, come home again, February 14th, the next year. This is Valentine's Day, by the way. 2004, deployed again, but this time for 7 months because we got stuck for 1 month. Our planes didn't come or whatever, some kind of logical thing, logistics thing. And then so I came back from there. But I did 2 tours in Iraq for a year total. The first was the invasion. The second was the occupation. And, I learned while I was in the Marine Corps because I had my ankle issue. And they said, look, Gage, you can get out now on medical discharge, but we don't know if you'll get your GI Bill. I don't know if that's true or not, but I said, okay, I'll stay for another year and a half. We'll put you on light duty, which means you don't have to do any of this other stuff, PT and whatever like that. So I was behind a desk as a MIMS clerk. It was like military integration. I don't know, whatever stupid acronym it is. So I just did inventory. And back then there wasn't I don't think Google exists. I don't know which it was back then, the search engine, but I was Googling about the Battle of Fallujah, right? And Fallujah was the worst battle we had. I wasn't in that battle, but it was very bad, urban warfare. Everyone's getting killed. And I learned that we're using white phosphorus. Now, white phosphorus, you see the Israelis use it all the time, right? And it's technically not a chemical weapon, but if it touches you, it burns you. So that to me is a chemical weapon, right? It's an incendiary. And they say it's to smoke people out. It's to, lay smoke out for the troops to move people. But when you drop it on humans, it burns them to death. So I don't think that's a good weapon. So I said, wait a minute. I'm Googling this. I'm seeing these people burnt to a crisp. And I say, I thought we were the good guys. Why are we using chemical weapons, right? And so that was the first strike. And then the last thing was about 6 months after my duty was finished, after my service was done, it was 6 months to 2000 and when did I get out? 2006. So it was it was March of 2006 or something. I got my friend's brother sent him loose change. And that's the first time I saw the Twin Towers ever again. And I saw, whoa, that's really weird. I never saw that. And so from there, I just went to conspiracy mode. So once I learned that we didn't have weapons of mass destruction discovered at all in Iraq, I said, okay, strike one. Weapons, but then we use chemical weapons, even though it's not really one. And then 9/11 again, I was like, okay, something's really wrong here. Now, what got me to this white displacement stuff was I kept hearing about this white genocide thing. And when I read Mein Kampf is when I learned about the Jews. Actually, wait, I went to Italy in 2006 to visit my family because I haven't been there since forever. And my friend had this book called The Lion Sleeps No More by David Icke. It's this thick, all this conspiracy stuff. In it, he mentions Rothschild Zionism. So when I heard about Rothschild Zionism, I remembered back in 2011 when I was still doing research. And listen, guys, I went through every conspiracy imaginable. Reptilians, Illuminati, Bilderberg, all of it, right? Then I remember this Rothschilds. I said, who are the Rothschilds? I guess I Googled it. I don't remember what the search is. They're Jewish. I said, oh, who hates the Jews the most? Hitler. Googled Hitler. Read Mein Kampf. And then it's once I realized what I was reading, I was tearing up. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Why is this guy telling the truth? I thought it was evil, right? And from there, I learned about, white supremacy and Nazis and all that other stuff. And I said, okay, well, maybe this stuff is old. Maybe the Jews used to run the world. Maybe whatever. Not today, right? Then I hear about this white genocide stuff, and I look who's behind it, and that's when I woke up to this whole thing. And I made a video called Call of Duty, White People Must Tell the World About White Genocide. And this went viral all over the internet because I was a former Marine telling people about white genocide. This was in 2014. So this is what put me on the map, like in the white nationalist circles. And I went viral. I was on
This was in
Duke,
2014.
England, you name it, all over the place.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was everywhere. So I've been doing this for 13 years. And I also was, I ran for Congress for like a minute. It didn't work because half of my paperwork was the wrong election. It was primary and then general. It was my campaign manager's fault. But I had no idea. Thank God it didn't work because I had no idea what I was doing. I joined the American Freedom Party at the time. And then I just joined the national. Remember, Nathan D'Amigo?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, hey, man. Yeah, he's like, hey, would you want to be our chairman? I said, okay, I'll be the chairman. So I was the chairman for the National Youth Front for 9 months, and I did in real life activism. I did banner drops. We did this plaster, posters. I got banned from Boston University because I was on the premise with my guys. Rutgers University. We did a bunch of universities saying they're anti-white. Because back then, Dave, if you said I'm proud to be white, your life was finished.
Oh yeah,
Just anything white.
Big time.
Like I'm white, you're going to jail, right? So like we got attacked and everything, and I had these battles with these professors who were saying things like, Seda Grundy said, she's Boston University, goes, they're white students are a problem population. I'm like, wow, how can she say that? And the guy at Rutgers say, no, they're not all white people there's different shades of bad. Not all that bad, but there's different, like, how can you get away with this stuff? So we attacked the universities at the National Youth Front. And eventually my wife we had our first son. So I had to resign. I'm like, look, I can't be doing this activism while my wife is like a balloon. And so I was like, all right, let me step down. And so then Nathan took it over. We got this printer. We did donations to get printers, this massive printer. And then then Nathan turned it into Identity Europa. And that's why they were able to do these beautiful posters like return or be who you are, or whatever they used to say.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with the group. And then they became AIM or something later on. So I did my, stuff on the ground for a while. And then I just went off on my own. And when Trump got elected or was getting elected, or, the campaign, it was the first time I realized that white nationalism wasn't necessary. Like this whole idea that we have to just kick everyone out to Africa, blah, blah, blah. I say, look at this guy, Trump. He's bringing everyone together, different races, whatever. And they're all about Trump, build the wall and everything like that. I said, you know what? So I jumped on the Trump train and this made me blow up. You know what I mean? So I've been viral so many freaking times in so many different ways that it just happens to be everywhere. And then I get shut down and then I come back.
And of course, now you are
the white movement was because of, reading about Hitler and the Mein Kampf. But it was really because I saw it was still going on today. That's why I took action, So I started doing the activism, as I mentioned, and then here I am now still doing everything as much as I can.
I was going to say, now there's probably like a large portion of your audience that just know you as the boom, boom Tel Aviv guy.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah. That was this was like a thing. I woke up in the morning. Remember that song from Venga Boys? Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. For some reason, that was in my head when I woke up in the morning. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I thought about it in my head, went onto the Suno AI program, typed in the lyrics, because all the lyrics are mine. People try to say they prompt. No, they don't write the things I write. I wrote these things. And then it renders the music for you. Then you got to pick which song is the best. They're not all the same. And there are times where the AI screws things up, right? So I had to pick the right song, and I put it out there as a joke, Not like I don't mean it. Like it was, first of all, to go viral, timing matters. So Israel just got bombed, you know what I mean? Secondly, the song is really catchy, and it just went crazy. And the reason why it went crazy is because people didn't even know it was me. So like I made the song, some girl put it out on a video, and that video went viral with my song, and it was retweeted by everybody, like the PM of Pakistan or something. I don't know. Everyone was doing it, posting it everywhere. And apparently in 24 hours, someone said it got 577 million views. Okay, I don't know where they saw it, but that's what they said. And then in the week, it was like 3 billion. So
and
it was crazy.
I don't know.
But the problem is they got Cyberwell Security, this Israeli cybersecurity firm, to shut it down in real time. I don't know what that means. But what they did was they started nuking everything. And people on TikTok were dancing to it. All the girls doing, boom, everywhere in China, in the Middle East. And it got so popular that I was on the front page of the Tehran Times. which is like the New York Times of Iran. So it's kind of weird, right? So
we have to watch this. We've got to watch it.
There's a clip. It not only went like super duper viral, but they started doing concerts with the song. People covering the song. We've got a clip from Iran. Like, what the heck planet? What planet is this that we are living on? This is so funny. But it became an international sensation.
Wow.
It became like the anthem for anti-Israel. It literally inspired. They were doing people were doing marches with it. It said boom, boom, Tel Aviv. I think one of these, the Iranian minister of defense said, I don't know what's going on. So, and again, this was kind of like, remember when Nick made that joke, like your body, my choice forever? He just made it was a joke. Like he didn't know he'd wake up in the morning and be like the entire earth. You know what I mean? Like 80 million views. Same thing with this. I was like, a funny song. Cause you saw the other songs that I made, Mr. Jeet and all this other stuff, stupid songs that are fun. Then I make rap music, which is more serious. I'm like, this is another stupid ass song. Boom, boom, tell it. Woke up and it's like everywhere. I'm like, okay, sure.
So all the work you've done, Lucas, and this is for posterity. This is the mark you've made on the world.
That's it. Yeah, everything is just in the AI song. That's was for fun. And the thing is, a few days later, Trump puts out "Bomb Iran."
Right. Yeah, that's
clearly. Right. They didn't make that song for me. Apparently, it's old, but that's what they put.
It's so old. We used to play that when I was on the radio.
Oh, really?
I want to say, God, my dad probably, because he had a radio show too, right? And he started playing that like 20 years ago on the air. So this has been in the works for a long, long time.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah, so that was weird that they put it out there. I mean, obviously they were bombing Iran a few days after, but my song goes super viral, and they have to this campaign to shut me down, which they did very well. I mean, they nuked me off everything: TikTok. My YouTube channel, which I never used. I just had one to watch YouTube. I put the song up there, nuked instantly. Obviously, I'm not allowed on Instagram or Facebook because I'm a dangerous individual, even though I've never hurt anyone in my life. So that's how it is. So this has been going on. And obviously, the swatting situation from last year, they've been coming at me really hard. But yeah, Boom Boom Tel Aviv was them seeing that, okay, this guy is a problem. Because he's always going by. It's not just the first time. I mean, when I came back as Lucas Gage, because my name wasn't Lucas Gage, it was Angelo John Gage a few years ago for my whole life. I only switched it because I wanted to get out of this situation. I was like, I'm done with this. This Angelo John Gage name is going to haunt my children. I'm done. We can't beat these people. I did my part. I did the National Youth Front. What else can I do? Thing is, Ukraine-Russia war started. I switched my name to go into life coaching or write books or whatever. And I'm looking at this war. I'm like, oh my God, who's behind the war? Zelensky, Nuland. I'm like, oh no, we can't escape these people. I make one video about it. It goes viral. Clayton Morris from Redacted is like, hey, you want to come on? I'm like, okay. And then there again, back into the fight. Like there's no escape I can't quit, So I try to do it for my family. Who changes their name at 37? That's ridiculous. I got to do it. I got to. I don't want my kids to be haunted. And ironically, Lucas Gage is 100 times more anti-Semitic than Angelo John Gage. Because Angelo John Gage never called himself an anti-Semite. He never called Jews demons. He didn't deal with anything. I was really laid back. This guy's worse. So they made a monster. Once they attacked my family, like they did, they swatted me all those times. They turned me into this. Yeah. So I don't give a damn about all. So it's funny because nobody was calling them demons until I got nuked for calling them demons, right? Because remember, I got nuked off Twitter twice. And Elon did it both times. And the first time was he said that I incited violence, which I did. And I was talking about slaying demons in a space, right? Like a Twitter space. But they took that and they cut me out for 3 months. Then I got nuked for 6 months for using the word remove. Like we have a right to remove these demons or these isms and their people. And I'm like, well, that's not violence. I mean, if I say remove Trump from power, it doesn't mean kill him, doesn't matter, right? And the funny thing is Elon retweeted the tweet that I was quoting a rabbi, his name is Harry Watton, about how Jews' souls are different than ours. It's like, and he's retweeting it. He's like, this is what got Gage nuked for 6 months. And it's like the truth. Hitler was right about the Jews. I'm like, okay. So that was 6. So I was off of Twitter for 9 months. And that's when I started my Substack. That's when I started to build my Rumble. But now even my Rumble has been halved. Like my viewership is like tiny. Here's a guy who went viral across the planet. Billions of people know what. I can't grow on Rumble either. What's going on here? What's going on my Twitter? You know, what's happening? So these people are on me. That's why I don't blame people. Like everyone's like, when are you going to do a collab with this person? I'm like, I don't know if they want to. You know what I mean? Because if I have a target on my ass, what's going to happen to the people who collab with me, right? So I don't take things personally. Like I told you this before, Dave. I don't take things personally. I always warn people. Look, if you want me on, you got to understand what's happening here. And so a lot of people are reluctant to. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Boom Boom Television was the last big thing I did, I guess, if you want to call it something big to do. But it was certainly annoying for these people because it became an
international sensation.
Yeah. Let's talk about J-Proof. Are we going to get in trouble for this?
Well, everybody in the chat's like, ask him about J-Proof. Ask about J-Proof.
No.
So on this show we did warn you. I warned everybody the day that J-Proof came out. I said that's a shitcoin. Don't do shitcoins. Don't if you're going to do it, buy Bitcoin, buy gold, buy silver with our friends at Atlas Bullion. But what happened here? I haven't been following it too closely. Can you?
Yeah, so no, it's simple. So I don't like crypto. I don't. And so I thought I was friends with Stu Peters. You know, I mean, he does have some crazy theories about firmaments and whatever, but everyone's got different religions and theories. So I don't really care. I go about, are people good people or not? Are they doing bad things or not? So Stu, I didn't know his past, by the way. I knew he was a rapper and I knew he used to drink. That's it. I didn't know the rest. Of course, I get told later. But anyway, so I go out there and I meet up Stu in Minnesota. I meet his family or whatever and hang out. And, he tells me about this J-Proof stuff before I actually invested in it to help a friend. I'm like, look, I even tweeted like, look, I hate crypto, but here's what I'm doing. And he's like, look, if I don't sell J-Proof, if I don't pull the rug, it'll never crash. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, right? So, because other people, they pull 90%, Octua, Trump, that. So it's like, I'm going to hold the wallet, and then everyone else can buy in, and then we'll have these degenerate Chinese people buy on top of us, and we'll all make money, and we'll be safe, and it'll be our bank account. I'm like, okay, what's $2,000? You know what I mean? So I threw my $2,000 of Bitcoin into it. But as I met Stu in person, I'm like, oh, he's a cool guy. I met his family, had dinner, went to a hockey game. And the co-founder of J-Proof was on the phone with him. I jump into the car and he's already on the phone. So I don't think it was like a setup or anything like that. And he was telling them like, yeah, we're going to do this and that. He didn't say, well, we're going to dump on the 20th of April. He didn't say anything like that. Like, okay, looks like this is legit. So I put more money in and more and more. I put like $16,000 in. I guess you can call it greed or whatever. But even though I was up at one point, like 30,000, I didn't pull out because I believed in the mission. The mission is we're going to keep our money in here. We're going to build it up. Meanwhile, Stu's like, oh, there's these Jews dumping. Okay, well, I didn't know, right? So they pumped it up to 20 cents. I bought an 11, 7, 6, 4, 4, 4. I was really good in position at 4, right? So anyway, what happens is the coin's going up and down, and I'm noticing like, wait a minute, what's going on here? These charts don't seem right. Now, again, I'm not a crypto expert, but I could see like when they're going down and up. So I'm like, wait a minute. And at one point, the coin just drops. So there's a 5-cent floor. And I've been asking Stu what's going on. He's like, everything's fine. We're getting these Jews out. Don't worry. Like, okay, whatever. But at 5 cents, all of a sudden it drops to 3. And we go, what the hell? Now, 3 admins defected from the project. Okay, I didn't just do this on my own. 3 of the admins of J-Proof were like, hey, man, you're right. Something's going on. Then we investigated it. And we found out that the market maker, because Stu was like, I hired a professional market maker. Well, it turns out it was one of the co-founders of J-Proof. It wasn't some other person. And he's not a professional. He's an idiot, right? Because one of the admins used to talk to the guy, and he had no idea what he was doing. And that's why when he set up a liquidity pool to apparently increase J-Proof's presence in the space, he got sniped $100,000. So this bot sniped him. So the guy took $45,000 to pay himself, okay, for what? And then the $60,000 was sniped. So that dropped the coin from the 0.5 to like 3. And I was like, okay, what's going on now? So I texted her. I said, Stu, are you sure you're not getting duped by this guy? Do you know? No, everything's fine, Lucas. And so my team and I started investigating. And I'm like, all right, we were supposed to talk to Stu on the phone with his friend Carlos. I said, we'll get on the phone and talk about it. And then we were like, wait, Carlos is in on it too. Look what he did with his wallet before. I go, oh no, we can't get on the phone with these guys. They're gonna, because then we're gonna tell us we're gonna tell them what we know. So we didn't do it. I just called them. I said, all right, I'm pulling out. I'm $9,000 down now. I pulled out because Stu was like, he lost the money and cried. No, I pulled out to tell everyone that it's a scam. Because if I hadn't done that, who knows how long it would have gone. So I pulled out, told everyone it's a scam. And ever since then, he's been calling me a Jew, blah, blah, blah. And he avoided Spaces forever. Okay. And then we did one with Dan. I don't know if you heard it, jumped into it or saw it, but finally he comes in and he just yaps his face off. Now, the thing about someone like Stu Peters is that I didn't know he was a career criminal. Domestic violence. I don't know if he hit her. I think he threw a dish at her. Impersonating an officer, impersonating a celebrity, squatting Jesse Ventura's mansion for a month, DUIs all over the place, fraud. And then Carlos Cortez, his partner, is literally a crypto fraud with 18 settlements that he has for cryptocurrency frauds. And this co-founder, Andrew, is a crypto degenerate. So that's the team that built J-Proof, right? So anyway, I didn't know about this because people were DMing me here. Look what Stu did in this past. I go, well, where the hell were you? Why didn't you tell me this before? And no one was calling him out. None of the big voices were calling him out. It was just me. Like, I'm on here by myself doing this. I need help, So I had to get irrefutable proof. Eventually, I convinced Dan to do a space. And that's what we did the other day. But Stu, man, he's able to just lie so much that when you have to look at something technical, you need to have the receipts. He didn't bring any receipts to that space. Not one receipt, except the video of him saying something that we refuted with our own video, right? He brought no receipts and he just kept yapping. So I said, wait a minute, you said Carlos did this. He goes, yeah, well, that's Carlos's other wallet. Well, that must have been another wallet. I don't know. That was his answer. So I don't know. We already covered that, and you're Jew, pretty much, right?
Wow.
And the thing about someone like Dan Bilzerian, who's a celebrity, he can't just go off maybe accusations. Like maybe he did it, maybe not. Joa was a third party. Soliman was hosting as well. And Joa's like, yeah, Stu, you did sell J-Proof. Well, I said I would. But you, what? Anyway, so the space was kind of like he did it, but we can't prove it. It's a maybe, but something went wrong, right? And then we found the kill shot. And of course, after the space. And it showed that these guys, I don't know if you want to put up the tweet, Dave, that I sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
Man, I don't know
Twitter
what to do
or
about
Telegram?
this. Because Stu's been good
You
to
send
me.
it on Twitter or Telegram.
I'll send it to you on, I'll just look at this. You can see this. This is the kill shot right here. I'll send it to you right here. I'll send it to Telegram. Just put this up and you'll see. So because one of the Stu's argument was, yeah, well, that money went to the donation wallet. We're like, okay, well, we didn't have time to check where the donation wallet was or what it is, right? So once we found out what the donation wallet was and what this other wallet was, I was correct. He was draining liquidity on this other wallet, which was not a donation wallet.
Where did this go?
So let's see if you could put it up there.
Yeah, hold on a second. Sorry. Got you back. There we go. Goofy little technical things. Let's see.
Okay, now look at this, okay? So click on that picture. Okay, so Stu's wallet is right there. That with the star, that's the dev wallet. Okay. You're seeing the dev wallet cash that wallet 8GZB, right? It cashed out for $3,700 right over there. Then you have Carlos Cortez, his partner, the cryptocurrency fraud. That's LOT3. See that one? He's cashing out to 8GZB as well. Okay, for some reason. And then see that donation wallet? I thought it was Sue's side wallet. Turns out that's the donation wallet, JCJE. But that's cashing out to this 8GZB, right? And then Andrew's side wallet. So that's the market maker who sent the market maker wallet to this wallet, HRD1, to the 8GZB side wallet. So why are 4 different people cashing out of this one wallet for $77,249? Still no answer.
Wow.
I just get called you're a Jew. Okay, wait a minute. What's the answer? So Steve would say liquidity pool, blah, blah, blah. So Stu, he confused because that was the donation wallet, JCJE, but that's not the wallet I was talking about. So on the space, he's like, no, that's just the donation wallet. And then so when we saw this kill shot, I wish Dan was in the space to see this because he left in like 2 hours. Wealthy people, they want to know like irrefutable proof immediately and whatever. So, I did what I could. Those who listened in could tell Stu was full of shit. But to prove without a shadow of a doubt he stole money, well, you need to get the courts and the wallets that go to Coinbase. But we know that he sold J-Proof to people to pay for. I said, what'd you spend like 30 grand for memes? What are you talking about? The billboards that never came, things like this. Anyway, the point is he's a lying fraud. So is Carlos. So is Andrew. And that's what happened to J-Proof. So I pulled out of J-Proof to tell the truth about it. I could have shut my mouth and waited or something, but it wasn't about, I'm not about the money. I'm about the principles. So had I not pulled out and I didn't have these admin guys behind me, I wouldn't have been able to call them out like this. And a lot of people, Dave, I told everyone. People be like, I don't understand it. I don't want to get involved. I don't do drama. I get that, but this isn't like Lucas called me bald and I'm upset. Right? This is a guy who's pretending to be a Christian, using a shit coin with a cross on it, and robbing other Christians and Muslims and other people in the cause. So it's criminal activity. Because, Dave, people work with each other. They might not like each other on a personal level. But when someone's stealing from people, literally, that we can't look past. So that's why I had to say something. And, people know I'm doing the right thing. And I've gotten a lot of DMs about it. Thank God you did this. I didn't understand. I'm sorry I didn't call him out. That's fine. But, the problem is I'm the kind of guy that can't sit back and let this happen, because we all have the same followers. We all have mutual followers. And I think we're obligated to protect our followers from this. So maybe everyone's saying Lucas is taking care of it. Maybe like, okay, he's doing it. I don't have to do it either. Fine. But, it was a lot of time to do, months of my life. And there's really nothing left to do at this point. I wish this space was more efficient. I should have brought my team up immediately. I tried to give Stu like a fair trial, but he's just a serial liar. Like, no matter what, he had an answer for it. Even if that answer was bullshit, it doesn't sound like it to someone who's listening. You know what I mean? Because he sounds confident. He's not like, he didn't stutter once. So that kind of, you can't beat that person in an argument because you don't even know what he's saying is true or false, right? So with this kind of technical analysis, you need receipts. We brought them. He brought none. But who's looking at the receipts? Suleiman and Joa. The whole crowd wasn't. And even if the crowd was looking at it, they don't know what they're looking at. So, but a lot of people left. They did a poll. I won by 78% or something like that. But no, the problem is he's a scumbag and he shouldn't be in this cause. And I want to drive it. But at this point, guys, I've done everything I could to expose him. There's really nothing left for me to do.
Go ahead, Dave, and then I've got a question.
No, I was just going to say, I've got I do have the receipt here. This was from the show on April 23rd, 2024. I guess I put the wrong date on here, but this is, what did we say here?
If you guys are buying J-Proof.
No, absolutely not. Do not do meme coins.
No offense to Stu Peters.
No offense to Stu Peters, but don't do meme coins. Buy Bitcoin, buy gold, buy silver, and you can do that.
The meme coins never seem to last.
Of course,
the thing is,
it's instantly shilling gold and silver.
Another thing is that it's not like Stu made a meme coin. It's, hey guys, have fun.
Right.
That's not what he did.
No,
he actually broke the law.
He promised.
Saying, hey,
he made
it's a bank
promises.
account. We're going to beat the Rothschilds. It's going to save your life. We're going to the billions. He can't say that as a debt.
No.
And he did all those things that are literally illegal. There's a watchdog going after him right now. They've filed at the FBI of Minnesota. They filed with the SEC and the Department of Commerce. Like all these things that this guy did is illegal. I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that. So not only is it a scam in the sense that he robbed everyone of liquidity, he also scammed by selling a product that's not the product. So another
more
scam.
broadly,
By the way, we've got measuring from the day that we talked about it on our show. That was on April 23rd to today. It is down 88%.
And he blames me
value.
for it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're working with Jews. You're the one who did
I
this.
don't even
like,
think.
no.
I don't even think you started talking about it until over
I
here.
started talking about it when the 5 cent broke.
Right.
Okay.
I was chilling at
anyway,
it's 5 cents.
More broadly, I see a lot of people in the movement that are engaged in bad behavior on a personal level. Some of them are engaging in some light financial crimes. And when we talk about it, although I will repeat myself, Stu has been good to me. And so I am conflicted about this. He's been very personally helpful in my career.
You know what the thing is, Rebecca? He was a great ally. He was always there retweeting on the show, promoting whatever books. He was always there. That's why I wish he was being duped. That's why I'm going to reach out. I said, Stu, are you sure this Andrew guy is not, no, everything's fine. Then I learned about his history. I'm like, oh, wow, this guy's a criminal.
Yeah,
so
but we have a lot of people in the movement that have similar personal failings. They've got similar personal failings and things like that. And there's always this pull and this tug of, do we allow these personal flaws or these small crimes because they serve the movement in a broader way? Is this right-wing infighting? And that's something that I've yet to figure out. Like, I don't want to make an enemy of every person, because I'm like, more broadly, is this person helping us fight the powers that be? And I think that that's an important question that we need to deal with. Like, what is the standard here for which we're going to create infighting?
I think, here's the thing. It's not infighting when some guy comes out of nowhere 2 years later and starts shilling the most retarded conspiracy theories that could ruin our message. Like he thinks the Twin Towers were melted by direct energy weapons. He thinks you can move hurricanes with a radar system. He says the dumbest shit that makes no sense. And he's always Fed posting pretty much. So that's not good for us anyway.
We got to fight slop. I'm with you there.
We do have to fight the slop.
Yeah.
We have to fight. I remember seeing that he did like a photo shoot. And I mean, it went kind of hard, but like it was like him with a noose. Just like,
there's things
it's like, holy shit.
It's like,
look, you can look past character flaws. Like, okay, this guy drinks or this guy yells. Like, people yell at me, like, why'd you cut the flag and burn the top? Yeah, okay, bad optics. Look at what everyone else's optics are. I've done nothing. It's legality. Once something crosses the line, doing something illegal, that's when we have to cut them off.
So your standard is legality. What about you, Dave?
It has to be. Yeah, I don't care if, like, look, I'm not religious. I don't believe what you guys believe. Should I fight you guys about Christianity? No. Because I'm like, your beliefs mean nothing. They don't do anything. In fact, if they make you good people, great. I don't care what you believe.
I don't know, but what about people doing personally bad stuff, like breaking up their families, things like that? Like, I think that there should be some moral standards too.
When someone's not doing something illegal, that is infighting. Like if someone's like, Lucas, I don't like you because you scream. Okay, well, you're too loud for our movement. Okay, great. I'm not gonna, like, people talk shit about me all the time. I don't cause e-drama. Like I told Dan, I said, Dan, I don't do e-drama. This is one thing you learn about me. I don't sit there and go, well, Dave Riley called me fat or something. Okay, great.
Did you call him fat?
Who?
You know,
I was
just saying, like,
I lost 80 pounds since the last time I saw Lucas.
That's not worthy of infighting because that's petty. But when someone in our cause is using our cause to make money off people in our cause, you're taking hard-earned money from people and using our, the truth to draw them in. That's not acceptable.
So we all agree that we have to have some standards here. I mean, I would advocate that we have to have some uniform moral standards. I care less about the legality because most laws are stupid. But yeah, I feel like if somebody is, banging some slute and breaks up their family, I'm like, all right, you're out.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
there's
more of a moral issue, but like I'm saying, okay, if Stu Peters made a coin and it's like, look, guys, have fun and gamble, and he pulled the rug, that's your problem. That's not illegal. But the way he sold it to everyone, the way he said, I'll never sell a penny, because I didn't. When I was up 13,000, whatever it was, 33, I didn't sell a single penny. I didn't sell anything. I said, I believe in this cause. Man, when we get these Chinese in, we're going to make hundreds of thousands. Nope, that's never happened. So it's lying to our people and stealing from them. So yeah, I'm not talking about little beefs about someone dating someone in the background. Someone said this about this person. It's when they break the law and they're screwing us. It's not like Stu robbed like Jews. He didn't make a J-proof coin and like robbed Israelis. That would be fucking based, actually. But he robbed our people, and our people are going through a lot of problems, and people believe in someone, they throw their money at them, and it's just wrong. So, my thing is, and I've been saying to people who are in this cause, we cannot tolerate criminal behavior. Because let me tell you, the movement, when people talk about what is the movement? Well, first of all, there is no movement. There's a cause. And in the cause, there are movements, and people with different movements are always yelling at each other. They're always beefing at each other. So what are we even saying when we say the movement? So really it's about, and we cannot have a good movement or cause if we have bad actors in it. So if we're gonna get mad at the Jews for robbing us, we have to get mad at people in our own cause robbing us.
I can get behind that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's also something to be said about, there's 4 sins that cry to heaven for vengeance. One of them is oppression of the poor. And, I'm pretty poor, actually. I mean, I know I have like a nice barn that I live in, but, the monthly flow is not so good. So please get your super chats in at the backlash.net/super chat.
Well, I'll say this, Dave. A lot of people thought that I'm doing this because I'm mad I lost money. No, I could have just shut up and moved on. I know people who lost a lot of money. They didn't say anything, right? They're like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm like, no, this is wrong. This guy can't be here, and he still lies. And another thing is he's using my name to continue selling the coin. He went on the Hodge twins and said, well, Lucas Gage is the one who destroyed the coin because he works with Jews. He works with billionaire Jews. Which ones? Mark Zuckerberg, Soros? Where's the billionaire Jews? So he's using, if he just shut up and started scamming on his own, go ahead, because I already did my part. But he keeps bringing me up. Yeah. And then he inverts reality and says, I'm obsessed with him. I'm like, okay. And you're a talentless person. I'm like, dude, my stupid fake music got further than your entire rap career as a joke, Mr. Focus. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. I'm not the one who's angry. I'm not the one who has marital issues.
All of this could have been prevented if everybody just accepted that all cryptocurrency is Jewish and fake and a scam.
Oh, come on!
Rebecca, it would have been prevented if you didn't make any of these stupid, claims. Listen, this is J-Proof. Have fun.
This is one of the other reasons why I got so pissed about this J-Proof situation because, I'll pull it up real quick.
I really stepped in it. This is going to be the rest of the show, isn't it?
We're going to be talking about Bitcoin for the rest of the show. No, hold on a second, because this is actually important. I was tweeting about this last night. I'll put this up on the screen. This is why Bitcoin is based, right? This guy's Nick Szabo. He's here replying to the APAC video. I had so much stuff prepped to go over with Lucas. We're not going to be able to get to it.
I got time, guys. If you want more time,
released this new advertisement campaign, and Nick Szabo came out of hibernation. He hasn't tweeted in like 7 years. And he says, actual American interest, if we must intervene in Eurasia at all, lies in allying with strategically located countries like Malaysia and the Houthis and throwing their enemy Israel under the bus. Now, for people who aren't aware, Nick Szabo is one of the 4 or 5 people that are rumored to be Satoshi Nakamoto. He's one of the guys that was initially in. He was a cypherpunk. He was one of the early designers and architects of the protocol that became Bitcoin. And when you look at all of the people involved in Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Nick Szabo, Samson Mao, all of these people are extremely outspoken in their opposition to Zionism. They've made Bitcoin as an attack on the Jewish banking system itself. And so to see somebody come up on our side with arguably a scam rug pull. And a lot of his audience, Stu's audience, had never been exposed to the crypto thing before. And the things that Stu was saying about J-Proof, that it's an uncensorable coin and that this will replace banking, that is because J-Proof itself was dependent on the Solana ecosystem, which is a project of Andreessen Horowitz and A16Z. So that's fucking bullshit, Stu. That was bullshit. If you want to do something that's like actually decentralized, uncensorable, real, that, could make a difference, it's Bitcoin. And if you're talking about like protecting your wealth from inflation or debasement, it's gold and silver. And I think that as influencers, whatever the fuck that means, but we've got a platform. We've got people that trust us for our takes, people that tune in, that want to know the news. They want to know what's actually going on. They know that they're being lied to by everybody. I feel like we have a responsibility, maybe even like a fiduciary responsibility. Like if I'm going to get on the show and say buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin, I need to know that I'm not fucking with people. I'm not going to mess with their money, because it's important. And by the way, if you had listened to us, where's the Atlas Bullion page? Gold is now up to $4,103 an ounce. Silver just broke the $50 barrier. It's at $52.22 an ounce. I mean, so if you had put 10, 20 grand into silver at the same time that Stu was launching J-Proof, you would be up like 50, 60% on your investment. Same with gold. Same with Bitcoin.
Where I stand with the Stu Peters thing is, even if everything that you say is true, I haven't investigated these claims independently. There is a buyer beware element to shitcoins.
Oh, fuck yeah. Don't do shitcoins.
Don't do shitcoins.
Please, God almighty.
There has never been a good
You would be better off going to one of the Adelson's fucking casinos and smashing the roulette button or whatever it is.
And if you have money to put into shitcoins, just buy...
No, donate to the show. What the fuck? Go to the backlash.net/donate.
Okay, buy gold. You were just talking about your fiduciary responsibility to these people. You should buy gold or silver.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the safest thing you can do, although gold's up.
Nobody wants to start beef, but you guys are Christians, right? And I think that you need to, punish those who do evil. And look, it's not like Stu feels bad. It's like, oh, I'm fucked up. But he's like, no, he's still lying. He's still going, and he still wants to rob people. In fact, when we did the space, the next day he pumped up the coin on purpose, and then he pulled it again. It's just like, so for me, it's like, I just find it strange. People will tag BB, you're a piece of garbage, BB. Now BB will blow your fucking head off if he wants to, but they won't tag Stu Peters. Hey, Stu, you're a fucking asshole. They're scared. It's like Stu Peters is more scarier than BB. It's like, come on, guys. So that's why I was like, maybe it's just me. I don't care about the, the sphere of influence of people getting along or not. Maybe it's my military background. I just can't tolerate injustice. I don't care who it is.
Now,
so if you guys start scamming, I'm coming after you.
Amen.
But
I wish we could scam.
Now, speaking...
Listen, I don't want to be the CoffeeZilla of the JQ movement. Like, that's not what I want to be. This just happened to be something I said to do something about. But I just, for me, it's not like you're coping out of this, Rebecca. It's just like, well, I didn't look into it. Yeah, but everyone else did. And it's like, you, as a Christian, you should stop people who are robbing other Christians.
I am 100% coping out of this because I do not want to piss off Stu Peters.
At least you admit it. But look, I get it. Look, it's not everyone's job to do this. It's not my job either. But the thing is, buyer beware is true, but he lied about the nature of the coin. That's it. If he didn't lie, that'd be different.
Yeah.
You can't blame anyone, right? It's a stupid shit coin. But he said, no, it's not. It's different. I stabilized it and I'll never sell a penny. And I just showed you these wallets pulling out $77,000.
If we talk any more crypto, we're going to have a mutiny on our hands.
Probably. So, speaking of...
No, we can talk about something else. I mean, like I said, I didn't even know we were going to talk about J-Proof or anything
Speaking
else
of
like
the
that.
guy that will blow your head off, Bibi Netanyahu, we do have some massive developments happening today in Israel. I don't think, we were trying to keep it to an hour. I don't think we're going to be able to go through some of these clips, but...
well, Dave, if you want to go longer, go ahead.
It's up to her. It's her show, whatever she wants.
Hey, why don't you play the most important one?
Well, I would say that the most important, there is no most important one. There's like so many clips from this that are important.
Oh, it's the Trump one right there.
Yeah. So this is 2 minutes. We're going to play this because it's just amazing.
I love Miriam's unbelievable. She's a wonderful person. I love her very much. She gave me $100 billion. $100 billion.
Okay, well, we don't need to play the clip anymore.
Pretty much it, yeah.
No, here's the clip. Here's the clip.
Broken promises from many other American presidents. You know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
So based, man.
Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up.
Are they going to pan?
No, there's another shot, but
Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else.
Oh my gosh!
Sitting there so innocently. She's got $60 billion in the bank. $60 billion, and she loves. I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it. And they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him. He was a very aggressive, very supportive of me. And he'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way. He'd come in, and we'd do. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things that ever happened to Israel.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country.
Which country?
That's right. Come on. Come on.
She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say.
Bro.
What is he doing?
I love you. Thank you,
Trying to get
darling, for
killed.
being here. That's a great honor. Great honor. She's a wonderful woman.
So,
Dude, what is he doing?
everything we've been saying on this program, he basically just admitted. Absolutely everything. And it's been called conspiracy theory, anti-Semitism, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. $60 billion in the bank. She loves Israel more than America. And this is who funded Donald Trump's campaign. And Donald Trump is working for her
Yep.
and for Israel, not for America. And it's all right there in your face. It is just as in your face as when Netanyahu was at that influencer
Yes,
meeting a couple of
exactly.
weeks ago talking about using social media to crack down on dissidents, to crack down on people that don't support Israel.
This mask off stuff.
And that's not it. That's not it. There's another clip here. This is only 42 seconds. Where it basically, you've got Donald Trump admitting that the United States was an active partner in the genocide.
I can tell you we have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do, I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous, it's so dangerous, so bad. But we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them. And we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. And
Oh my gosh.
And people wonder how the Holocaust happened.
Yeah,
allegedly.
seriously.
Asterisk, asterisk.
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? Huh? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people to know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. But so many that Israel became.
So,
How can people watch this and not just be outraged?
Right. And then,
outraged.
I'm sorry, I've got to do another clip because this is important stuff. We've got to get it on the record. So this is Donald Trump basically, and it's amazing. He basically just calls it out like, hey, Bibi, we know you fucked up. You're a corrupt son of a bitch. And he's like, hey, Isaac Herzog, why don't you pardon this fucking criminal? Right in front of everybody on live television.
A good man right here. These two men are good men right here. Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
They all clap for the corruption. It's
Right.
insane.
But it gets worse.
How?
Bruh.
They're just making a mockery of us.
Can I just like skip?
And this is in Israel, right? Yeah, this is
This
the
is in
Knesset,
Israel, yeah.
By the way, that was not in the speeches, you probably know. But I happen to like this gentleman right over here, and it just seems to make so much sense. You know, whether we like it or not, this has been one of the greatest wartime presidents. This has been one of the greatest wartime presidents. And cigars and champagne, who the hell cares about that?
Bro, it was a lot more. It was a lot more than cigars and champagne. Okay, it was corruption, widespread political corruption, bribery, all kinds of stuff. And so this is where we are. And everything that everybody has said for the past 76 years about the special relationship with the United States and Israel, completely fucking vindicated. Completely vindicated.
That was the most ghoulish thing I have seen in politics in a decade.
And keep in mind, obviously, this is a very conservative estimate, but 19,000 children dead.
Yeah.
With our bombs, our money, our weapons.
And what's the total in Gaza right now? Didn't we talk about this last week? 400,000. We have no idea.
He was on the plane today and he's like, I think, something like 60,000, but maybe a lot more than that, maybe a lot more than that. And it's like, yeah, maybe a lot more than that. It's possible that up to 400,000 people have been killed, injured, or missing in this engagement, this genocide in Gaza. And here they are applauding. They're applauding.
I'm seeing some 4D chess stuff in the live chat right now. Okay, I feel like he is under death threat from Israel, so he's trying to point it out by being so over the top. I don't know. I think he's trying to appease Israeli donors that he feels like he's losing his grip on.
Yeah, it's
because
possible.
of American sentiment on Jews right now.
I was kind of thinking that maybe this Middle East trip, maybe he'd get assassinated, frankly. And there is a tweet that is, I think, kind of helpful from...
Isn't he getting obsessed with like talking about heaven a lot lately? Like,
he's been talking a lot,
but it's like I keep hearing about this.
Yeah, he was
about heaven or something.
He was on a interview or on the plane, I guess. He was on the phone or something, and he said, I don't think I'm going to heaven. I'd like to, but I don't think I'm going to. And it's like, yeah, of course you're not going to go to heaven. Your daughter apostatized and left the faith. She rejected Jesus Christ, turned into a Jew, married Jared Kushner, and you're responsible for the biggest genocide in like world fucking history.
Yeah.
And it was live streamed.
Yeah.
And it was live streamed. So now I do think that this tweet is useful. So we'll read this. This is from Chuck Johnson. So you're aware about what really caused the Gaza war to end. Netanyahu tried murdering Hamas in Qatar. Qatari officials said that if this was allowed in our country, we are going to withdraw investments in the United States, including the money we put behind your allies and your family. President Trump said, whoa, is there anything we can do to make this cool? And the Qataris said, yeah, we have a security guarantee. Let's invoke it against Netanyahu. So Trump made Netanyahu apologize to the Qataris, and the Qataris rewarded America by announcing new investments in America, i.e. this new military base that's going to be here in Idaho at Mountain Home Air Force. Bibi was left out in the cold, and he wrote a Substack about Qatar and Turkey. That is Charles Johnson did. And it is pretty amazing because it is within a month of Bibi bombing Qatar that basically everything stopped, grinding halt. The European forces that were all threatening to recognize Palestine, all getting together in Egypt and signing this peace agreement. But here's the thing. Netanyahu is fucked.
Yeah.
He's screwed now because, I think it's Wednesday. He's supposed to appear in court to face these corruption charges. This whole thing started when Netanyahu got charged with corruption. There were massive protests in Israel. I got made fun of for talking about it 3 years ago. And he started a war to keep himself out of jail. And how long is this going to last? Because I don't think it's going to last. Lucas, do you think that this peace agreement is going to last?
No, I don't think anything with the Israelis lasts. I mean, they've been genociding these people for 75 years, and
they've never upheld a ceasefire.
Yeah, I mean, a ceasefire with Israel is like you cease firing, we continue to fire at you. That's really it, and that's how they work. And I don't trust these people at all, obviously. And of course, Bibi allowed October 7th to happen, clearly. I mean, that's even Israelis have said it. I mean, there are people like, yeah, it's an inside
Charlie
job.
Kirk said it.
9/11.
Charlie Kirk said it, dude. I mean, Charlie was on the Patrick Bet David podcast saying the same shit we were saying. What about the 6-hour stand down? The wall that they have over there. You can tell if there's a cricket jumping around in Gaza. And not only that, but there was intelligence. There was videos of these people practicing in the paragliders over and over again. They knew what was coming, and they allowed it to happen because it was politically beneficial for Netanyahu to have a war, to have an enemy, to avoid going to jail because he's a corrupt pig.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. And look, his party, they want to expand Israel, but even Yitzhak Rabin wanted to have a two-state. They killed his ass too.
Yeah.
They'll kill anybody. These people are ruthless. Bibi will kill his own people.
Right.
Yep, sorry.
The Hannibal Directive, they killed hundreds of Israelis that day. So don't tell me about hostages when they killed people trying to flee the Nova Festival.
Yeah, here's this bitch, Miriam Adelson.
Good Lord.
Sitting, smirking,
Wood.
with a smile.
Terrible.
I
Let's
mean,
get to some super chats before we close out. I saw a couple of questions come
We
through.
do have
for
a
you.
couple. We have one from K-Max McDonald over on Entropy for Lucas. How influential was Kevin McDonald to you? I feel he is the grandfather to the movement. He used the term white group interests to survive and stay a majority. His books lay out one group that rules over us, who tells us we can't have white group interests.
Yeah, I read the Culture Critique during that phase when I started reading I consumed every book imaginable. After I read Mein Kampf, I read Culture Critique, I read My Awakening by David Duke. I read everything. White Man's Siege, I read all the stuff. And one of them was a Culture Critique where Kevin McDonald lays out this psychological strategy. They're not doing it on purpose. It's almost instinctual at this point. They've evolved to do it. So they don't even know they're lying half the time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, this is a huge thing. I mean, he brought up the idea of pathological altruism. So what's up with our people? Why are we allowing it? Because we have this pathological altruism. We're altruistic, but if you could pathologize it, like training us to to abide by a new set of morals, like cucking for other races to death and opening our borders, we'll do that. So his book explains the Jewish mentality of how they evolved, evolutionary strategy, but also he had a speech where he talked about this pathological altruism, which really clicked with me. And I put the two together, and that's the perfect storm for what we're seeing happening in the West. So yeah, and I met him 2015 at NPI. Nice. Tall guy, actually. He's taller than you think.
He is. We need to get him on this show, by the way, because the third edition of his book, The Culture of Critique, is available at antelopehillpublishing.com. Shameless plug. Anyway, Book Track Grooves sent several questions. Lucas, what is your logistics on building local community? Have you ridden a horse? Have you read Proverbs 17, 22 through 23?
He always asks about riding horses.
He always asks about scripture, too. I'll pull up.
No, I haven't read the scripture, nor have I rode a horse. And building local communities, I mean, I'm not a logistics guy. I'm more of like a big thinker, philosopher, solve the big questions. The details are not for me, so I don't organize stuff. I just know what's needed to organize stuff. So really, if you look at me, I guess my purpose in the cause is that I'm like an inspirational guy. I can motivate people to move and take action. That's really what I do. And I'm writing a book now called Our Struggle, because I have a Substack, which I started when I was banned from Twitter, that talks about the Jewish question, but also about us, because we have all the information, what they did here and there. What about us? How is it affecting us psychologically? So I've taken my life coaching skills I learned at neurolinguistic programming, Tony Robbins, Dave, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Like the performance coach. So I'm using that in this book, and I've used it on people. I use it in my messaging to get people to change their minds, and I influence people with inspiration. So that's what's missing, I think. We have all the information we need, but we need to start moving people, and that's what I'm good at. So I'm not really there to build a community. I'm more about helping people build themselves back up so they can continue in the fight, because this is very draining. I mean, this stuff, there's a lot of risk involved. You lose friends, family, whatever, jobs. Okay, that's just part of it. But then you have to also not lose yourself in this. Yeah. Because you can go crazy and just, quit.
Yeah, so, no, absolutely. Here's the quote: "A joyful mind maketh age flourishing, a sorrowful spirit drieth up the bones. The wicked man taketh gifts out of the bosom, that he may pervert the paths of judgment." Mm-hmm. Good scripture. Book Track Roof sent another $10. Lucas, have you read Proverbs 11:1? "A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." Optics is important in being scientifically and building structures for us. That scripture, of course, is about weights and measures and defrauding people. Reinhardt sent $10 for Christ's sake with the crypto talk, Dave. Yeah, I know. Watch your mouth, buddy. That's borderline blasphemy.
He's Orthodox.
I know, it's okay. Lucas Gage, what is your thoughts on Steven Crowder and Corey J. Mahler? David, is it a win that the war is over? Is there a Marxist in Israel that want Israel not to exist?
Okay, the war's not over.
The war is not over, and anybody telling you that it is lying. Yes, there are Marxists in Israel, but they're goofy and they're weird, and it's not the same kind of Marxism that we have over here. They have a very ethnocentric type of Marxism, whereas in America, we have this kind of diversity, pluralism Marxism that gets pushed to water down the homogenous base of people that live in a country so that smaller diaspora peoples like the Jews can kind of hide out among the diversity that's there. Mm-hmm. So it is a different kind of Marxism that they got. Luke, what's your thoughts on Steven Crowder and Corey Mahler?
I don't watch Steven Crowder. Is Corey Mahler, is he that Christian guy?
Yeah. Lutheran.
Yeah, I got a few clips of. He was in a space once. I listened to. I don't know much about him, but I don't really watch like the establishment celebrities. The ones who have big channels. Mm-hmm. I don't pay attention to those people, honestly.
Makes sense. We have another super chat from. Oh, come on, man. Get out of here. I'm trying to get the Bitcoin one up. And there it is. It's working. Oh, we got one too, by the way. K-Max McDonald sent $5. From a religious standpoint, Lucas, did you ever read the Old Testament? The story of Esther was the most disturbing to me. Similar to Passover, isn't it a Jewish celebration of genocide? Tons of stories like that in the Old Testament.
Yeah. So I haven't read the Old Testament. The most I've ever read was when I was in Iraq. I read parts of Jesus's teachings in the New Testament. but I was raised Catholic. For 24 years of my life, I was Catholic, so I know some stories. The story of Esther is basically, as he said, it was a genocide. The mom wanted to kill the Jews, and then this woman Esther convinced the king to kill him instead, and they killed like 70,000 Persians or something like that day. I mean, every Jewish holiday is about a genocide. Really, that's what it is.
True. Purim, I believe.
Killing all the babies in Egypt. Hanukkah's killing the Greeks. It's like everything's a genocide.
Yeah.
And on Purim, they eat hamantashen, which is Haman's ears. So you have a cookie shaped. These are demonic people. Whether demons exist or not, they're not what you would call angelic people. And everything's about murdering everyone else. So, I mean, if that's what you want to believe, go ahead. But yeah, I don't know the stories in depth, but I know that one.
Yeah.
Because that's what they celebrate all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. We do have a couple of big-based super chats on our crypto super chat platform.
No freaking way.
Absolutely, we do. This one is from GLR, who sent $88. Or 0.000762996 BTC. Without a deadly hate of that which threatens what we love, love is an empty catchword for hippies, queers, and cowards.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that. Who was that? Is that like a George Lincoln
Rockwell
quote?
I think. Is that Rockwell?
I think it might be. And then Dolph Eitler sent another $88 saying, "Fix your inbound, bro. On-chain is expensive." Really? What's the, hold on, what's the mempool at? I'm pretty sure it's like 3 sats per V-byte. It's not that bad.
What?
It's what, nigga, it is 1 sat per V-byte. It is literally as low as it possibly could be as far as on-chain fees go.
Totally know what you're talking about. Don't
Doesn't
explain
matter.
it to me. I don't care.
We are going to get
that brings it
inbound.
up here, this question for me. So that's why I don't see Bitcoin ever becoming like a currency. Like, how would you go buy a coffee? Like 0.00001837 Bitcoin? Like,
Yes.
how would the prices be
Absolutely.
on the sticker?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. It's really easy. As a matter of fact,
No.
our
As
matter of fact,
regular numbers,
our
right?
sponsor, Idaho Tallow Company, has a whole fucking Bitcoin store where you
that's
can
fine.
buy, you can buy the soap, you can buy their sugar scrubs and their lip balm and all of that using just like a little bit of Bitcoin. So like, what is-
The soap. The soap.
yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go through that, but you can definitely get your soap up at idahotallow.com. But yeah, we are going to fix the inbound liquidity problem we have with Lightning. It'll be fine. Relax. I've got a dev on it. It's fine.
I'm going to send you some J-proof, bro.
Oh, shit. Now that, I don't know how you're going to pay for coffee with that. But all right, what else do we got? I think that catches us all up on our super chats.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Can you tell people where to find you?
Well,
And your
lucasgage.com has everything. My bookstore. Like, I have things like I've edited a lot of books. I put them back in print, like in the protocols design and stuff like this. I got a bunch of books there. All the funny music that I've made is on there too. If you go to the music section, it's for free. You could download all the music. I got Jewish supremacy's rap music. Then I have Hamas Party, which is all the sticker music.
DJ
all free.
Hamas.
Byron Gaines, he plays all this music every time on his stream. The funny stuff. There's that. There's my Substack. There's my store, like sovereignty.shop. These are shirts that I designed. This one says liberty or death. I have hats. I mean, mugs. I got Mine Coffee mug. If you go to my shop there, I got paintings from the painter.
Have to get
So
one
you
of
go
those.
there.
Do you have the one of the church? There, he did one of the church. It's beautiful. I just saw it pop up on Twitter again the other day. Man, they should have just let him into art school. Imagine a world in which he actually was allowed into art school. It would not be as good. Anyway. No.
And then you have my X account. But if you go to my X account, that's where it's just my reach is just terrible. So Lucas Gage on X there. But all the stuff is, and my Rumble, of course. Rumble. That's where I'm at. And people told me to join Party. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yeah, Party. That's a new live streaming platform, I guess. I've seen Myron
Apparently
on it.
they don't censor it all.
Dude, I'm too old for a new thing, but fine. We'll join whatever.
We'll figure it out. We're already like scattered on so many, and we've like maxed out our RTMP server, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Technical bullshit. But yeah.
Well, at least you guys got your YouTube back. That's where everyone is on YouTube. I'll never get it
It's
back.
unreal that I got monetized on YouTube. I can't believe it. Anyway, thank you
By
so
the
much
way,
for joining us.
wait. We got to do one more because, Lucas, happy Columbus Day as a proud Italian Homeland Security wishing us a happy Columbus Day. My main question is, Is it sauce or gravy?
I say sauce. Pasta
Bro,
sauce.
you aren't even Italian, really.
No, I am.
No.
My mother used to make the sauce with tomatoes.
Sauce? No, you make the gravy with tomatoes.
Oh
what
my
are
God.
you talking
Is your
about?
compression on? Yeah. The audience will mutiny. 45 minutes of Bitcoin talk and then Dave just yelling in Italian.
Anyway, no, it's okay.
Okay, well,
Thank
if
you
you've
so much for
learned
joining
anything
us.
from the stream, it's that Bitcoin is Jewish and Italians aren't white. Thank you, Lucas.
Yep.
I'm just joking.
You're welcome.
Spaghetti. Say it.
Spaghetti niggers. All right.
See you
Thank
soon,
you
Lucas.
so much for joining us. How do I get them to disappear? There we go.
I think so we did
It was a good show.
Tallow. We did Atlas, right?
Basically, I mean, we can just give it a little light touch. I think we talked about all of our sponsors. Atlas Bullion for gold and silver. You can start stacking. And by the way, there was a new report just released. Gold looking like it's going to go to $5,000 an ounce.
Can you believe it?
Silver to $65 an ounce is what this new, I think, Bank of America report came out saying. They're criminally underestimating how much the silver markets are going to go, because there was a new announcement that was just released like a couple days ago that the United States is going to be investing $30 billion into rare earth minerals and things. And, we need silver to make torpedoes.
Yeah.
We need silver to make F-35s.
It has a lot of industrial
It's a
purposes.
consumable, so it's not just a precious metal when it comes to money. It's also used in all kinds of things, computers, bombs, whatever. So get yours at atlasbullion.com/backlash. Also, North Idaho Tallow Company, they're based amazing. They make soap. They don't make it out of human fat. They make it out of cow fat. They make it out of tallow, and it is wonderful for your skin. I use it in my beard and my hair, which is not I probably should get a haircut. And also our friends at Antelope Hill Publishing. They're fighting to keep history alive amidst a regime of anti-white censorship by the Culture of Critique by Dr. Kevin McDonald. It is the 3rd edition. It is critical reading. Everybody should get a copy, read it, understand it. It is important. And I think that counts. If it doesn't count, then
Let us know.
let us know, and we'll do better next time.
Thank you, guys. Find all of our links in the backlash.net. We will see you on Wednesday.